Welcome back, everyone. Here to put a twist on everyone's favorite holiday fashion statement with DIY Christmas socks is Orly. Orly,
dude,
these are amazing. Everybody loves an ugly sweater at Christmas.
Everybody. You cannot not love it.
I mean,
it's fun.
It never
it's
gets
playful.
old.
It's funny.
But let's take it to the next level.
It's ugly?
It's ugly, it's funny.
Yeah.
You got it up here, but now you're saying we're gonna have it on our socks as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan, and on this show, we love an ugly Christmas sweater. A couple, maybe a few months back, Nick Lachey guest co-hosted, and there we all are as a unit celebrating our ugly Christmas sweaters, which is really, really fun. And then obviously you saw Lance, those socks that I made Lance, he and I both took a second to model our socks together, really living our best life over there.
Man, I didn't know those classified as ugly socks.
That's his little face on the snowman. Singing with musical notes. How cute is that? So really, there's a lot of different options you can make.
Okay.
Anything your heart's desire. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, well, what kind of socks should you start with here? Is there a specific type?
Actually, yes. So what you want to consider is two things. Where are you planning on wearing these? Is this something that you're going to wear maybe like slipper socks when you're opening presents and you're not wearing any shoes with them? Or is this something you're planning on wearing with shoes?
I envision me wearing them everywhere all the time.
Okay, perfect. So you want, then in that case, you want to make sure that you have a sock that's not too tight. So like something like this is one of those almost like nylon socks.
Right, okay.
That's not really great because it's so skinny that it's a little bit harder to decorate.
I see.
So you want a sock that's a little bit thicker and something obviously that's a color that's going to work with Christmas decorations.
Okay, let's get to it. Let's start putting some of the silliness into our socks.
Yes. So Cameron, the first thing I really want to show you is how to make these Christmas wreaths because I think that they're really fun. They're 3D. They're really cool. They actually kind of look legit.
They make me happy just looking at them.
I know. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to start with silver. And Cameron, why don't you grab 2 green ones?
2 green.
And we're going to take them, and you just want to lightly twist them around each other so that 2 becomes 1. It doesn't need to be super, really intense, but just a little bit.
Okay.
Now, depending on the size that you want for your Christmas wreath, take something. In this case, I'm going to use my bottle of fabric glue because I have it, and use it to create the size.
Nice.
Right? It doesn't need, again, you're not being really exact. Now, once you've got your size, the cool thing is that since this is wire, you now can wrap this around itself, and it's going to keep it in place. So now go in and out all the way through.
Gotcha.
So that you close off any of those little ends that you have because you don't want any ends sticking out. And again, it's wire, so it's super simple.
By the way, I'm totally with you so far.
You are.
Yeah, I'm just letting
really
you know
proud
that.
of you.
Thank you, because you're moving pretty quickly.
Everyone's shocked.
But I'm keeping up.
Everyone's shocked.
Everyone's shocked.
So next, since I wanted my wreath to have like a little bit of the green and silver stripes, now I take green and I wrap it around. And not only does this create a green and silver stripe, but I can also use it to almost increase the look size-wise because if you take a look here, if I pull it really tight, it makes it smaller. If I loosen it up, it actually adds volume, making the wreath look even more like voluminous.
Oh, yes.
So you just play around and you can see here, I've finished one. That's what it looks like when it's done. And so now it just comes to adding a little detail. Usually it looks really nice to have something pretty in red or gold or whatever on the bottom. So what I'm doing is I'm using these little bows. Do you remember a few weeks back I made the Christmas bow jewelry?
I was with you, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So I didn't know if maybe, you do so many segments,
so many
Cameron.
segments. I was there, I remember. I brought one home to my daughter and she loved it, by the way.
That's right. So now I'm going to be using fabric glue because that's how this entire project is coming together. But for this part here, you could easily use hot glue if you wanted.
Okay, great.
So now I'm just going to hold that in place and set that down, give it a second to dry. And now I want to show this too. So I made this Christmas tree.
Look at that.
This is the same idea, and this is going to come together super quick. Basically, you would start with one single pipe cleaner, and then you would take a piece here, and you're going to wrap it. So here, sorry, I'm going to go like that. And then you have one, and you would snip it right there. Then you would do another one that's a little bit longer, and you'd wrap it around and up. And so you keep going. All of them are twisted right here in the middle. That's one piece. That's another piece, that's another piece. So each of these are pieces that just get a little bit longer, and they twist around the center, creating a Christmas tree. So there's a lot of different options that you can do.
And these would be great on socks. They'd be great, actually, a few places.
On anything, right?
Yeah, they really would, actually.
So now I'm
you're
adding
using also fabric glue to put it on the sock itself, but you could also use hot glue.
Exactly.
But you don't trust me with hot glue.
I definitely don't trust
That's what I'm getting from this.
you with hot glue. Another problem, guys, with hot glue is that if you want to do something like, for example, let's say I want to add a little bit of snow.
Okay.
So I'm adding these little dots. It's very, very hard to make tiny little dots with hot glue. Anyone that's used that gun knows that it's a little bit difficult to control.
Yeah.
So by doing like fabric glue like this, yeah, we can actually do these because these are easier. You want to help me?
Yeah, I do.
So you just alternate size. And something to really consider when you're designing your socks is you don't want any one element to wrap all the way around your sock because it's a lot harder to put it on. If you do something like this where you've got all these little details kind of popped throughout, all this space here is free and clear to stretch over your foot. So if you wrap and wrap and wrap, it just gets harder to put the sock on. So just thinking about the design and the usability of it, actually getting into it, you want to have enough free space where the sock is unencumbered so that it can stretch.
And doing this here with you, it just seems to me, as somebody that hosts a lot of parties, that has holiday parties, this would be a great little craft table for the kids and maybe grown-ups too. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
That's such a fantastic idea because what you could do is you could design all the elements. You could make a bunch of Christmas trees. You could make, here you can see I've made a little snowman, make a few little snowmen, have all the details, have all the socks, and then let everyone sit down and start gluing and designing their socks.
And making their own.
One last thing to consider, obviously, is if you are thinking of wearing these as like socks during like opening up Christmas presents, you can actually cover the top of the foot because you're not putting a shoe on.
That's right.
So you have different surface area. So again, that just comes down to think about how you're wearing them and then you can figure out what's free to design.
I think that's how I want
Aren't they so fun?
And clearly you don't want to put these in the washing machine.
No, you'll either spot clean or hand clean. I mean, a hand wash. Yeah, but how ugly are they? In the best way. In the best possible way.
Orly, you're a genius. I love these. For full instructions, everyone, go to hallmarkchannel.com.